Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, good evening, everybody. We're going to get ready to get started here in about 15, 20 seconds. So if you could find your way to your seats so I can tell everybody to sit down and then tell everybody to stand back up. All right, good evening, everybody. We're going to get started. Welcome to the July Orlando Amateur Radio Club General Membership Meeting. If everybody will stand, face our digital flag, and we'll say the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic stands one nation, under God. All right. So let me go around real quick, as I always do each month, for introductions. I am John Knott. I am the president of Orlando Amateur Radio Club. Ouch. That was a loud hum. My call sign is N4JTK. Behind the computer right now is Michael Cawley. He is vice president of Orlando Amateur Radio Club. His call sign is W4ORL. And he's also the general chairman of Orlando Hamcation. Over behind me on this side is Bob Nocero. W4KBW is his call sign, and he is our secretary. Anna, at the back of the room, I just saw her walk in, is our treasurer. KM4JVE is her call sign, and she's also hospitality chairwoman for Hamcation. Dean's parking the car. Anna's husband and our director, Dean Groh, KG4TWJ, is parking the car. James Dool, right here by Michael, is N0XIA. He's one of our directors also. Ed Thralls, I just saw it, there he is. Ed Thralls, NE4H, trying to make sure I get his call sign right. After spending a weekend saying N4EH at Field Day. He is also one of our directors. Frank Gergitz is not here this evening. One of our directors, Bob Cumming, W2BZY, is a director, and Frank Tagalani, I have not seen him yet. But KD4EZW is his call sign, and he's also our sixth director on the board. I just wanted to make sure everybody understands who everybody is on the board. If anybody has any questions whatsoever, suggestions, comments, criticisms, or whatever, please feel free to go to any board member, discuss that, email any one of us, so that way we like to hear from you, good, bad, or indifferent, so that way we can make improvements to the club. All right, do we have any new members? How many? How many passed that, or did you sign up tonight? How many passed and you signed up? Passed the test and you signed up? 3? Okay, good. Okay. If you are in the crowd right now, welcome, welcome. If you want to stand up, if you're a new member, I don't know if anybody actually stayed. That's fine. I can actually come to you. Just state your name and your call sign.
Okay. Whiskey America 4 kilowatt November Tango. If you, I'll make it easy. We're all 4 kids needing toys.
All right, welcome. Bob, how many you said passed the test tonight? 6 people took the test, 5 passed? One new extra and a couple new generals. Congratulations. If you are here, congratulations on that accomplishment. All right, we're going to talk real quick about field day. Rich is right there. All right. Field day took place at Central Winds Park. I want to say thank you to everybody that came out to field day and participated, either how by setting up, operating. If you stayed all night, bless you. Okay. If you stayed all night and then all day on Sunday and helped tore down, bless you again. Thank you. It was very hot. As everybody knows, the heat takes it out of you, not to mention the heat, the humidity takes it out of you. Rich, you want to say some things about field day?
I'm Rich, WR4RW. I've been the field day chairman for Lamar's for the past couple hundred years. And okay.
He has this one adjusted to me.
He does? Okay. Can you hear me? Anyway, okay. So it was a pleasure to be the field day chairman this year because I'm sure everybody here, almost everybody, unless you didn't get out there to field day, is aware that we had a joint effort this year, OARC and Lamar's, and I heard a lot of good comments about that, but I'll tell you from my perspective, we're doing this for as long as everybody wants to do it. This was great. We had so much more participation, and we didn't have to duplicate efforts, and you know, it was just a wonderful thing. So I thought it was wonderful, and I'm just going to continue to push for this to happen again. So anyway, get ready. We had just a little rundown on what we had. We had 5 stations this year. Lamar's usually runs 4, but we had the addition of what was called the Blind Guys CW station. So before you poo-poo that name, they gave it to themselves. And that was great. It was Dave, W4CI, and Tom, KF4, Yankee Echo Yankee. Both of them are completely blind amateurs, and they wanted to do a CW operation. Dave is a fantastic CW operator, and Tom is kind of coming along, but they both made a great team. So they actually made a couple of more contacts than the cited CW amateurs. I'm not saying anything, Bob, I'm just saying. We made 1,020 CW contacts. That's fantastic. So Lamar's in past years has done very well. We've always come in the top 10 stations in each category. So there's about 120 stations in category 4A. A means the club stations, and 4 is the number of transmitters. So Lamar's usually running 4A, got about 4,000 points, and that put us in the top about 8 stations. So we were number 8 out of like about 120. Category 5A will be about that many this year, possibly a few more. So this year, when all was said and done, we didn't do great. We did really great. Over 9,000 points. So that's with the addition of 1 transmitter, but more activity, we're blow them out. So Now, I know it might be a little bit of apples and oranges, but I went back and said, okay, if I had 9,000 points last year in category 5A, where would we be? Number 3 or number 2? So we're going to do, as a group, we're going to do extremely well. So and you know, there's something for everybody in field day. That's the greatest thing. Some people enjoy the camaraderie. Some people, it's important to get a lot of points. So there's that. So I think we had great food. We got a lot of points. We had a lot of camaraderie. We didn't have any rain, but we did have heat. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed it. And I hope everyone will come out even more next year. And anyway, usually I give the number of days till field day, but I can't remember what it is. It's a pretty high number, but anyway, be there. Anything else?
Anybody have any questions?
Thanks for coming out. I hope everybody had a good time.
Excellent. All right, on the subject of field day, but we're going to talk a little different field day. How many of you guys know about winter field day? This is the cooler time of the month or the year. This is more the Florida weather at the time of the year. Well, normally. I hope I just didn't jinx it. All right. Let me ask you just non-scientific poll of who's here. Who would be interested in doing winter field day? Okay. All right. Winter field day is January 28th and 29th of next year. Okay. The problem that OARC has had in the past and why we haven't really done much with winter field day, well, in the past period. Oh, I'm sorry, the 28th and 29th of 2023 is, of January 28th and 29th of 2023 is next year's winter field day, is what I'm talking about. Why we have not done much ourselves with winter field day, it's because it's like 2 weeks away from Hamcation, and we're all like up to here right now with Hamcation at that point in time. But we're looking at possibly maybe assisting Lamar's with their winter field day project. And I think, and I don't know if you run it, Rich, or not. I think it's one or two stations, I think it is. Yeah, what we can do is, what we're looking at do is help them man whatever stations that you guys do. If need be, we can set up another station or something. But obviously it'll be in Seminole County. I think you guys have it in Winter Springs, somewhere near the police department. Okay. Okay. So we'll put the message out a little later once it gets a little closer. I'd like to find out from the entire membership, not just who's here tonight, who would be interested, because there's some people that might be normally at a meeting that's not here tonight who might have an interest in doing it. I think it'd be a much more fun time of the year to do it for us. Maybe everybody would have more energy. Because I know after being out in the heat myself for a short amount of time, it's like, good Lord, I'm ready to go home and get in air conditioning and stuff. So hopefully it'll be a little better time. We'll talk more about it, but I think it might be more interesting for everybody. Something else coming up this weekend, just a message. I don't know if you're actually participating in this, Bob, but the IARU HF World Championships are coming up this weekend, July 9th through 10th. ARRL has it up on their website and their social media. It's kind of apparently a fairly large event that they're doing. So look at the ARRL website for more information on that. If you're not a contester, you're probably not interested in it, but it's just, it could be something that be fun to listen to throughout the bands. Mentioned this last month. I'll mention it again real quick. The first stage of the OARC website is being revamped, or has been revamped, and that is the newsletters are now online. After I sent out the newsletter on Sunday night, I posted the new newsletter on the website. So what happens is the new newsletter now takes the top position on that page, and the last month's edition drops down to the second, and it just keeps doing that every time you post a new one. So all the months are not there for the past couple of years. I got everything from Ed that he has. I had everything that I had posted up on the website. Peter and Liddy, for those of you guys who remember Peter and Liddy, Peter used to do the newsletter when he still lived here in the States. They've been traveling because of Friedrichshafen over in Germany, the Hamfest over there. They've been traveling. Right now, I think they're in France somewhere. As soon as he gets home, he's going to look at his files and send me what he has. That's probably even older, when he was doing it, and we'll try to get those uploaded to the website. So more is coming. So if you want to go back and see what we did in 2012, in July or December of 2005 or 2005, good chance the newsletter will be there, and you'll be able to see what we did back then, what was going on with the club, a little bit of history. I want to mention that because I did notice that there has not been a whole lot of hits on that page since it went up. And that was one of the biggest things people kept asking, when are you going to start putting the the newsletter back up on the website? So it's there, and we'd like for you to, take advantage of it. There you go, right there. You go to the website, click Club Tech, go down to listening posts, takes you to this page. The current edition is always going to be at the top. I'm sorry, Rod, right in your way. And then the older editions are all down there, and they're listed in order. Now, you're going to notice that there are some months that we did not have a newsletter. Sometimes we didn't publish a newsletter in December because we don't have a meeting in December. We did maybe one toward the end of December that kind of covered December and January, okay, like a combined issue. That's going to happen. You'll see some of those. There are probably some times when Peter did it too that editions didn't go out and stuff. So we'll try to get as much as we can back up on the website for a little bit more of a history of OARC. All right, Michael, did you want to do an update?
I'll do a Hamcation update real quick. Let everybody know the Hamcation website is live. It went live July 1. So it is up live on the website. If you want to buy tickets, you can buy tickets now. I can let you know probably about 3 to 4 hours after it went live, somebody actually went on there and started buying stuff without us even announcing it. We haven't made an official press release yet. It will be coming out here soon for it being live. So you can go up there and go ahead and volunteer at this point. I am still updating the volunteer descriptions on the volunteer page. Some of them need to be updated, 3 or 4 of them. But the volunteer descriptions are up there. They're subject to change, but you can go ahead and volunteer for the area you want to volunteer in. We are in need of volunteers for next year. We were about 100 to 120 volunteers short this year over previous years. So please, if you're off that week and take time off, want to volunteer, please volunteer. You do get a free Hamcation ticket if you volunteer 4 hours. If you volunteer the whole day, we do feed you also. So the information is on the website. We're actually coming up to our first committee meeting of the year starting in August. So we'll have lots of more information coming out. If anybody read my article in the newsletter, I had some new things in there also for Hamcation this year. One thing that we did learn that the ARL events app will be back for 2023. We partnered with ARL and actually Dayton Hamvention to use the app between us and Dayton. So it will be back also for 2023. And we do have a new award for 2023. It is going to be the Gordon West Ambassador of the Year Award. Information is on the website at hamcation.com. Just go under awards. You can find out more information about it and how to submit a nomination for somebody for that award. And we do still have the Carol Perry Educator of the Year Award also. So I've worked with Gordon on this award. He knows about it. He gave Hamcation the permission to do the award under his name. So that's all I have.
Do you have any questions for Michael? While he's up there? Nothing? All right. All right, a couple more quick things. Something we're gonna look for. See all this wonderful equipment that we bring to the meeting every month? So that way we can have audio, visual, and still bring in presenters by Zoom. Looking for somebody or a couple people who will be willing to assist us in bringing equipment, and this includes some of the board members, already said they would help do this also, to the meetings in the future. And the reason why is starting Monday, I start a new job at Advent Health, okay? I will be working eventually here soon, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday one week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday the next week, okay? And it rotates back to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Every other week, I have to work on a Wednesday. I work from 6:30 in the morning until 7 at night. I'll be here for the meetings, but I won't be able to help get everything set up. Michael just had, so you know, he just had an interview with the sheriff's department yesterday for an IT specialist. He hasn't heard anything back for that. We have been independent contractors for the past 4 years. It's great money during the pandemic, great money up to about 6 months ago. And then it's like fizzled out. Okay, so unfortunately, it's time to go back in the corporate world. But we brought this stuff every month to the meetings and set it up. We will be here to help do this, but not every single month. I'll be here next month, not a problem. September, I don't get off until 7 o'clock on a meeting night. So what we're looking for is somebody or some people that can help bring this to the meeting every month. It's basically going to be an equipment manager. You have to, the ideal person will be somebody that probably lives on the east side of Orlando, because our storage facility is on the east side, that has a small SUV or some type of SUV or a truck or something that has a cover over the back of the bed in case Florida rain happens anytime, and the equipment won't get wet and stuff. You can pick it up Tuesday night from the storage center, storage facility. You'll probably also have to take it back. You won't have to do this every single month. We'll be able to still do some of those months, but I can't do every single meeting. And we have 11 out of the year. 12th in December, we don't normally have a meeting. We have our Christmas party, okay? So if you're interested, contact me, send me an email, talk to me tonight, whatever the case might be. It's pretty much what you see behind. There's the box and stuff. We might be able to, Michael says we might be able to get rid of one of those boxes by condensing something. You already did? Okay, so already took care of that. So it's one less box that we have to bring. But we just need somebody to help bring it here and probably even help get set up. James and Ed were here tonight to help Michael get things set up. So we'll help to learn. And then we'll do this again next month and stuff. So if anybody's interested, let me know. If not, I'm going to put it out on email and see what we can do about getting somebody to help us do that. Again, we'll coordinate which months I can't do it or we can't do it. So that way you don't have to worry about if we can do it, or we'll put the word out, hey, I can't do it this month. We'll make sure somebody's able to bring the stuff to the meeting location. So ideal time to be here is around 4 o'clock. Okay, if you can do it. So it might be a retired person or somebody that doesn't work Wednesdays, lives on the east side, or at least doesn't mind traveling toward the east side. It's just on the other side of Baldwin Park is where the storage facility is. We'll give you all that information once you agree to it and stuff. We'll let you know. And, we'll be here to help you get it loaded back in at night, into your vehicle. That's not going to be a problem. If I'm available on Thursday, which I'm usually available Thursday, I could probably help take it back on Thursday or help you unload it at the storage facility. So I should be off on Thursdays. Again, if you're interested, just let me know. It's all it is. We'll talk about, give you more details of what's included, what needs to be done before you actually agree to it if you want. All right. That's all I have for this. Let me go around real quick to the boards and to the clubs for any updates. And then we're going to take our break real quick, and then we'll have our presentation tonight with Sterling Mann. He's going to zoom in on us here shortly. and be able to have a presentation on youngsters on the air. And Ed will have a full introduction for you. Let me go around to the board real quick. Michael, James, Bobbin, Bob C, Dean. Oh, there's Anna. I was like, where'd Anna go? For a minute ago, you weren't here. Now she was gone. You're good? Okay. Any other board members? I forget? Ed? Good? Okay. Did I miss anybody? If I did, I apologize. Trying to look through the crowd. All right. Club updates. QCWA. Yeah, let me give you the right microphone so Michael doesn't yell. He's trying to get audio levels adjusted for everybody.
Okay. Just real briefly, QCWA, we meet in Winter Springs next to the Perkins, which is next door to the HRO. So a lot of good reasons to come to the meeting. Our next meeting is next Thursday. So like, what is that, 8 days from now, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon at that Perkins restaurant. And it's a hour and a half, 2-hour meeting. Everyone's invited. Our repeater is currently semi-operational. We meet on Tuesday nights on the 147.09 machine, the Seminole Aries machine located in Altamont. And that's given us, it's a good news and bad news. The bad news is our repeater isn't working that great, but with using the Seminole machine, we've got about 3 times the check-ins now. So we might have to stay there. We will be there for a few more weeks anyway. Please join us Tuesday night, 7:30.
All right. Lamar's. Anybody from Lamar's? Updates for Lamar's. Okay. I'm sorry, CERT. There you are. You have anything you want to update? You good then? Okay. I just want, unless you want to announce your net or something.
No, we're good.
Gotta flip it up. There we go.
Andy turned it off on me. Lando CERT for City of Orlando residents, communication branch. We're still meeting on the 3rd Tuesdays of the month at Orlando's EOC. They opened it up to us. Awesome. And we still have our Wednesday nets on the courtesy of the club 14676 repeater. And we're still doing it.
All right. Clark Kona CERT. I didn't see Bill. I'll get you in just 1 second. Clark Kona CERT. Nope. All right, Bobbin, CFRA. All right, I'm gonna come back to you. Well, now he's coming up. Yep.
I'm Bob W4KBW, President of the Central Florida Repeater Association. We're a small group, about 20 members. We meet the last Wednesday each month at Perkins at the corner of Forsyth and University in Winter Park. We start arriving about 6 o'clock. We have our little meals. You do by your own. At 7 o'clock, we have a very 5-minute meeting tops. We can brag to you a little more. Membership is $12 per year. If you're husband and wife, it's $18 for both. The repeater is downtown Orlando. It's both dual use, it's analog and Yaesu fusion, but it's not tied to the rooms. The repeater frequency is 443.075. It's about 250 feet up Colonial and I-4 area. Standard 103.5 PL. You're more than welcome to use it. It's open.
All right. Let me radio scouting. Ken?
Hi, everyone. My name is Ken, KN4MDJ. Our next, right now we have our summer camp going on. They're teaching a radio merit badge at summer camp currently. Our next big event is going to be Jamboree on the Air. And for Central Florida, we are the most active camp other than National when they have their one weekend. We do it every single Saturday in October. So think of it like having field day, but having it 5 times in 1 month and only one of them counts. So we have about 2,000 scouts at each one, and we need as many helpers as we can. We've added, now that COVID has rained down, we are doing every activity we offer from ARDF to, and then we just added satellites and they're loving it. So we have about 2,000 scouts every weekend and we need as many helpers as we can get, which means if you have a search station or you have any type of portable station, come bring it out. This is a great time for you to come and test it and show the youth how to use it.
Excellent. All right, let me go. Rod, did you have anything for? Microphone's on for you.
I'm Rod, W4 VBK, and I'm with the Shriners Amateur Radio Unit. Our tailgate is still going to be November the 5th, first Wednesday in November. I believe that's the 5th. And nothing really new on it. It's a Saturday, first Saturday in November. And I'll keep you posted as we get closer to it. Anyway, have a nice summer.
We'll also get that in the newsletter once we get a little closer, so everybody can plan it. Wake signal. Got anything? It's on.
There's a few things happening with the beacons. I'm George, K4RSV. The 6-meter beacon, if you're looking for it, it has physically moved. It's in the Live Oak area. It's just one less we have to fool with down here, so I was glad to give that one up. Most people just listen on FT8 for activity on 6 meters anyway, so there's not a whole lot of interest in the 6-meter beacons. Most of the beacons are off the air right at the moment. We had a modification for the main power supply, and a lot of things have happened recently, and it's been months getting that power supply together and getting it up to the site. It is not up there yet. There are 2 beacons on, the most popular, the 432 and the 1296. The others are not on at this moment until we get the power supply up. The business with 3 gigs, I don't know if there's anybody here doing 3 gigs. You know what the problems are there. The FCC has taken that frequency and reissued it for cell phone use. We have been graced with a little bit of the band for a little while, but we may lose the whole thing. So the decision on what we're going to do about a beacon on 3 gigs is completely up in the air, and that'll be determined probably maybe as late as a year or 2 years from now. So that one's still a problem. But we're trying close. Hopefully within a month, we'll get most of the beacons back on. The 3 and the 5 is going to have a problem for a little while too, because the 3 and the 5 are in the same box. When we shut off that box, we lost 5. And let's see, the flaws group, the weak signal group is going to be having one of our meetings. We've not had a meeting in well over a year. It'll be at my place, my house on Chickasaw. It'll be the 13th of August. If anyone's interested, I can give you information how to show up for that. So if you want to go into short waves, you can show up for the meeting, and there's no membership dues or anything. It's just association.
All right, appreciate it. All right, anybody from AMSAT? Lake Amateur Radio? Similarities? Oh, there goes Mike.
I'm Mike, KJ4UDO with Seminole County Aries Races. We meet the 3rd Thursday of the month up at the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. And then we've got a practice net every Monday at 8 o'clock, 147.090. And then on the 1st of the month, 147.140 for Simplex. So.
All right, Osceola Aries. All right, last is Orange County Aries, and our next meeting's coming up this Monday night, this coming Monday night, 7 o'clock, Orange County Emergency Operations Center. The program is on APRS and APRS IS-32 program. If you've used it before, or if you haven't used it, it's a great Windows program. There'll be the presentation will be done by Lynn, who is the creator of the program. And so if you want to learn about it, come out to the meeting. Again, Monday night, 7 o'clock at the Orange County EOC. You need more information, I can get you the address and stuff. Just email me. All right, 2 more quick things. First, Jim, did you want to come up real quick, Jim? Did you still want to come up, Jim? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, our Vice Director.
Wow, don't know how I feel about that. I got applause. Last club I went to, it was a little silent. I really ain't got much. Reason I'm here tonight is there's an election this year, and I'm not running for vice director, but I am running for director. So if any of you are ARL members and you haven't signed my petition yet, I need a few more signatures. So that's actually why I'm here. So, but if y'all have any questions ARL related, I can tell you though, one big news that we did find out this week, they finally hired a director of IT. So if you guys have had the problems with the website since they switched over and stuff, that's one of his first things to start working on. So, and I am one of those people that still doesn't have their thing fixed. So it doesn't matter what level you're at. So any questions? Yep. We have election. I represent the Southeastern Division, which, ran away pin. I represent members in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. So the petition is to be able to run. You have to have 10 signatures of ARL members to be put on the ballot. There's a few other things. You got to fill out some paperwork and everything. So I'm a few signatures. I could use a few more signatures. So
What's SDNA?
ARL is the National Association for Amateur Radio. It actually stands for, it's kind of antiquated, American Radio Relay League. So back in the old days, you know, you might not be able to hear that guy in the back, but this guy can hear you. So he'll grab your message and he'll give it to that guy, and then it'll get back. And they used to relay messages almost like they have radiograms that now, you know, like telegrams. So we do testing, training, education. We represent amateur interests before the FCC to try to protect our bands as best we can. There's a whole bunch of stuff. They got a great website that still needs a little work. It's old, and that's getting updated too, hopefully within the next year or two. So any other questions? Well, you guys are letting me off easy. I appreciate it. Well, thanks.
There you go. Clive. Want to, let me go back there? Can you turn the mic or the? There we go. Let me get out of the way.
I've been getting mail from the ARRL recently. One is a certificate of recognition that the ARL proudly recognizes that I've been a member now for 60 years. That's 60. They also included with it a little pin that says I've been a member for 60 years. I've been paying a lot of dues. Actually, was
If you haven't seen the certificate, there's a certificate, and then on the back side is the pin and stuff. It has 60 on it, and has 60 on it, and it has the ARRL diamond on it also. Congratulations. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, something else.
I also got some mail recently from the ARL Foundation, and they thanks me for giving them $2,000 for scholarships, and somebody named Andy KC3 OQF got $1,000, and Christopher KI5 EKG also got $1,000 for college scholarships. If those, a few of you are here at the age where you have to start doing those required minimum distributions, that's the way I went with this. I mean, rather than take the money myself and give it to Uncle Sam, I had it sent directly from my IRA to the ARRL, and then from there, it went to scholarships. So something to keep in mind. That's it.
Okay. Congratulations. 60 years with ARRL. All right. We're going to take our quick break. Sterling is here, and Ed will come up in a few minutes to introduce him. Sterling, if you just give us a few minutes, we're going to take a quick break where we get coffee, donuts. We're going to come back here. Let's try to be back here, say about 8:15.
Sounds good to me. Hey, Grace.
Hi.
for
Hopefully I
coming in.
sound okay.
Oh, you sound perfect. Thanks for coming in at a late notice. They're in a break right now. They're getting coffee and donuts and whatnot. So they'll come back around in about 5 minutes or so.
can we start moving slowly back to our chairs?
All right, everybody, we're going to get started. If everybody can have a seat, grab yourself another donut, bottle of water, cup of coffee, whatever you need, because we want to get started. Now, hear this.
10, 9, 8.
As soon as we get done with our presentation and the rest of the meeting, you guys can chat all you want. Just when you're done, make sure you lock the door. Turn the lights out. You going? Okay. All right, guys, we're going to get started. Ed's getting ready to do the introduction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you for returning to your seats. Thank you. Okay, this evening we're going to have a presentation by Sterling Mann, N0 SSC, and he is a 30-something amateur radio who is engaging with and advocating for young people in amateur radio. Sterling became a ham at age 16, is one of the former youth editors at ARRL, and has a YouTube channel about ham radio. His radio experience led him to graduate from Missouri Science and Technology in 2014, where he was president of the school radio club, to an 8-month internship at the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, very large array radio telescope in New Mexico, and now specializes as an RF systems engineer in aerospace in St. Louis, Missouri. Contesting is his favorite amateur radio activity. He also enjoys portable and remote operations, QRP, antenna design, creating content, and meeting new people all over the world at Hamfest. He attended Youth on the Air camp in IARU Region 1 in the summer of 2016, held in Austria. He co-founded Youth on the Air and also currently serves as the IARU Region 2 Youth Liaison. His presentation topic for tonight is expanding youngsters on the air to IARU Region 2, a recap and path forward. Sterling, it's all yours. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Super. All right, I also want to introduce Grace Pape, I think Pape or Poppy, Kilo Echo 8 Romeo Juliet uniform. She's one of the campers from this year who decided to show up right when I gave the crew a last-minute call for campers so that we don't have my old person face, taking up the screen too much. So she was an actual camper from this year. Grace, if you want to say something to introduce yourself. I love that you're under the shadow of that tower.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that tower's my grandpa's. We're visiting him in Ohio at K8YSC. So I thought I would go outside and be by the tower. Other than that, I live in Michigan. I'm a very avid satellite operator and chasing anything I can get on satellite. And yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I think if you worked satellites, you will know Grace by call sign or by name or by voice. You are a very prolific satellite operator, and almost got to talk with the astronaut on the ISS at camp. I'm sure you already have. Haven't you? Yeah. All right. Nice. So, yeah, my name's Sterling in Zero SSC. I'm a youth advocate. I was, well, I guess I'm still pretty young relative to most, but I co-founded this shindig called Yoda in Region 2. I didn't found the Youngsters on the Air, which started in 2011. That was founded by Fabian and ran by Lisa Linders, PA2LS, and a bunch of people in Europe and Africa. My goal was in 2016 to bring it to the Americas, and that's North and South America, to the greatest extent possible. And what we have been doing is essentially advocating for young people in ham radio, running a youth camp, running some on-air special event stations, and kind of acting like a clearinghouse for all youth in ham radio to come find resources, find peers, find friends, find people in their age group that so that they can pursue a very enlightening career or enjoyment, vocation or hobby of recreation in amateur radio. So let me see if the slides will do some stuff. So we, like I said, promote all the youth programs out there. So if it's Yacht, if it's YARC, if it starts with a Y, it's probably Youth Ham Radio thing. And we try to promote and act as kind of a single place where you can find all of these organizations and clubs and groups. Yoda themselves, Youth on the Air, is not necessarily a club. It is an organization. We're a 501c3 through Neil Rapp's EARS 501c3 that runs the finances behind the scenes. But we also try to do advocacy for groups like the ARRL or the FMRE or the IARU in general. So as liaison for youth in IARU Region 2, one of my volunteer jobs is to liaison and influence like policy and ideas and that sort of like generating membership and retention and engagement for younger people, not just toddlers and 7-year-olds and 6-year-olds and 5-year-olds, but also like 15-year-olds and 18-year-olds and 30-year-olds, and try to expand the diversity of amateur radio across the demographic, across the age demographic, and across all demographics, and make it a more inclusionary, like friendly place for all people to enjoy, which is just great for this hobby. We've been adding to the activity list on contests, on special events. One of them is Yoda Month. Yoda Month is in December. It's worldwide. It's all month long. Last year and the year before that, we've been doing a great job. Over almost 120,000 QSOs made. Here in the Americas, we have 4 call signs: K8Y, K8O, K8T, and K8A, which spells, you guessed it, Yoda. And there's also call signs all over the world, and they have suffixes of YOTA. So like GB4 YOTA or Yankee Oscar 2 YOTA. We can't do the 4-letter suffix call signs because FCC doesn't allow us. So we loopholed it and founded, call out 4 different 1x1 call signs for the special event. Bryant, KG5HVO, and Case, W0 Alpha Alpha Echo here are responsible for that, as well as Audrey and Jack in playing a role in coordinating and getting the logs together and getting certificates out for prizes and awards and whatnot. So, but our main claim to fame is the summer camp. This has been occurring, like I said, in Europe, in Region 1, and Europe and Africa, so IARU Region 1, which is bounded by kind of Europe and Africa. And it's been going on since 2011, and they have been having like huge amateur radio camps for young people between the ages of, over there it's about 14 to 26, and here we've narrowed it down to 15 to 25. And what it is a week-long summer camp where there's workshops, there's peer-led groups, there's engagement activities that go beyond like the normal scope of sitting at a radio and calling CQ. It's like one of the things we did was go to Kings Island Amusement Park, which is like a Six Flags, almost like Disney World, but not quite there. and we brought our HTs. We all got ID52s from ICOM, and we had FM Sprints at the amusement park. We had, engaged last year. We did actually do a legit ISS contact and had people run through a list of questions. And this year we were lucky to have like an astronaut aboard, just, soliciting CQs from the ISS, and we were able to hear him and also do tons of satellite contacts. We build radios, we build antennas, we do the ARDF, we launch balloons. We have really done it all, and we do it all within a week so that, we expand the knowledge base of all of the young people who are into ham radio, who don't know everything there is to know and everything there is to pursue, and leverage the kids, the youth's own like expertise, their own like peer-to-peer, engagement to actually educate, train, and, promote other amateur radio topics that they might not be aware of. And like I mentioned, we've modeled this from the IARU June 1. I went in 2016. Yasmi Foundation sent me there. My first international plane trip to Austria, and it was just an eye-opening experience. And I think Grace might be able to shed some light on how the experience was for her here in a second. So I'll talk about a little further. 21 participants this year. I think there were 26 last year. We've kept it pretty small. It was at the Voice of America Museum, by the way, big headline here, I forgot to read, in Westchester, Ohio. So it's a good-sized venue, but more than 30 campers would be, it would be busting at the seams, and, we would have to get more volunteers. And so we kept it small so that not only we could plan it and organize it, but so that the young people, the youth, could actually take the reins and manage and operate and get the required insurance and transportation and lodging figured out for these campers with the help of us, adults who have been doing it for, 2 whole years. Our keynote speaker, Dr. Frissell, W2NAF, who is the leader of HAMSci, the Science Initiative of Amateur Radio, who talked about a variety of topics surrounding scientific pursuits using amateur radio as the tool, for example, observing the ionospheric undulations, using total electron content and whisper beacon reports and that sort of stuff. We had 12 volunteers in addition to staff. So I was a volunteer. Neil Rapp, WB9 VPG from Amateur Radio Newsline, you may know very well. He was the camp director, and he has been that for Region 2 for the last camp as well. A very excellent person to have on our staff to get things done. I would not have been able to do it without him by a long shot. I'm a full-time engineer, and I hardly have time for my dog and my wife, and I couldn't even imagine having kids running around. So just a quick word. Youth on the Air, like I said, is a 501c3 nonprofit. We have like a donation listing on our website, youthontheair.org. We do PayPal, Venmo, Amazon Smile, and we're also expanding. So one of the more important things this year, going into the next, is we are probably moving from the VOA Museum off to a new venue, and that new venue is yet to be determined. What we're going to do is solicit bids or proposals from groups like the Orlando Amateur Radio Club or clubs in California or in Mexico, Canada, South America, all over, who can provide us basically a package of, here's a week long, here's a venue, here's excursions, here's our transportation, here's our insurance, here's our lodging, and we'll provide all of the template basically to fill, and then you provide us with like the place to go, and we'll bring a bunch of kids to that place, a bunch of young people, 15 to 26, with your help to also find said young people to that camp and go from there. And the reason why we want to migrate it from place to place is to keep it open to as many people as possible who can't necessarily afford a plane trip, across international borders. And that's why we're also looking to Canada, Mexico, Latin America, South America as well. And anybody who can speak Spanish and translate, that is super, super helpful, because we're trying to establish this partnership with the International Amateur Radio Union. And here in Region 2, that's in North America and South America, which is English and Spanish and a little Portuguese and a little French. so that we are walking in the footsteps of the original youngsters on the air in Region 1 and expanding that into a global phenomena, including Region 3 as well. So you already missed the opportunity to work Whiskey 8 Yankee. That was our special event for the Yoda Camp this year, but we worked a ton. We had a derecho blow through, a huge straight line storm blow through and blow our antennas off the hotel. And that you'll probably see in the video some of that storm. And it actually blew over our Earth station too, so we didn't get to do EME, but that's Ohio weather in the summer. So we had some major sponsors, ARDC with a huge grant to basically run the entire camp. Very much appreciated. ICOM provided IC 705, 7300s, and 7910s, and all the campers got ID 52s to use, and 2 campers walked away with them as a prize from the camp. So much appreciated. And then WWRO, FDX Engineering, Heil Sound, DARA, and I think Orlando Amateur Radio Club also has provided, or Camcation has provided, funding in the past to RNO Electronics with our. That's one really good thing to have is a ham radio store right down the street, because you couldn't tell you how many times we needed a connector or something random to fix our, broken antennas or whatnot. And then Xtronic, who provided all of our soldering irons and equipment. So let me see if I got any questions and make sure I'm still working. Everything's good here. And before I go into the videos, Grace, what did you think of the camp?
Well, I really enjoyed it. It was good to meet up with other people that I probably wouldn't have met otherwise. Some of them I met over the radio and talked to them on the air, but some of them I don't think I would have ever stumbled across. Sometimes you go to a ham radio club and you find one other youth to socialize with, but sometimes you feel like, am I the only one? But with this camp, it was able to tell me that there's more youth in ham radio, and we're able to still connect on HF. And oh, someone's at a park, we'll go look for them, and still have the friendship after the camp.
That's awesome. Yeah, we keep in touch. So we have Telegram chats, Discord chats, all online to keep our campers in touch, so that they're they make you guys make friends, like lifelong friends. I've known people from the IARU Region 1 camp who have actually married other campers. So it's happened. So let's see if these videos come through. We have highlights, and if they don't come through, we will. I'll send all these links out. But we took a really quick highlight reel of every single day at Yoda Camp. And before I do that, I should ask for any questions. Looks like I got about 10-15 minutes left to talk. Am I about right?
About right. Anybody got any questions so far? Okay, we can still hear you fine, but no questions at this moment.
Good deal. Okay, let's get this running. And I should be able to click buttons here real quick. Optimize for video clip, share sound, and so you should hear this and see this. There's Grace. There's Grace again. So the audio is really just a little music backtrack. This is the first day. We're doing orientation. We're getting things figured out. Jocelyn, Katie, not YVJ, that's his son. Anyway, he was he was the VOA kind of lead, doing the tours and pointing at things. Raising the great flag, which inevitably ripped off from that storm. So, and this was the first day. We're already like making friends. We're already learning things. Jocelyn's pointing at more things, pointing at people. Grace, you have a lot of cameos, I've noticed. That's very funny. It's our main dining hall at dinner. And so the VOA was like a perfect venue. It had a meeting area. Here's Nate Frissell. It had a speakers area. It had an area where we could do soldering. This was one of our icebreakers. You had to write a note that basically had something that you had in common with everyone at the table, and then turn that into a tower, and the longest tower wins. I don't know what they won, but they won. And I think, Grace, you were that team.
KZNEB from Whiskey 8 Yankee. Good evening.
Yeah, Whiskey 8 Yankee. This is Kilo 0 November Echo Bravo. My name is Joe. Go ahead.
Kilo 0 November Echo Bravo. This is Whiskey 8 Yankee.
I have you. Okay, Whiskey 8 Yankee. This is Kilo 0 November Echo Bravo. My name is Joe.
Hello, Joe. This is Abby from Ohio.
Nice to meet you, Abby. And if you saw a cat in the hat guy, that was me, okay?
Okay.
A lot of these campers here made their very first contact, and they were lucky to have Joe K0NEB to be one of them. You've probably seen him at your local Hamfest, the Cat in the Hat guy. Oh, man. So, how was the audio on that video? Was that okay?
That was fine. It came through real well.
Good deal. All right, and the narration hopefully isn't too distracting. So, second day, Monday, we did some soldering. A lot of soldering, in fact. So, took our official pictures, the Yoda arms, the Heil Sound t-shirt day. So our project was an amateur radio direction finding 4 megahertz oscillator, or 4 megahertz offset attenuator, which is used in amateur radio direction finding in order to attenuate signals so that you can use your tape measure Yagi or whatever Yagi you use at close ranges to a fox. And that is some foreshadowing. Here's our famous eyeball QSO contest with QRM. So it's an eyeball QSO contest. Everyone's yelling out their call sign, trying to write down call signs and I don't know, what was it, states or favorite food or something. Oh, there's Grace again.
8 Yankee, Whiskey 8 Yankee. Special event station for you from the air camp, standing by for a call. Okay, Kilo 2 Romeo United Sierra. This is Whiskey 8 Yankees. You're coming in 5 by 9 here in Ohio.
So here you can see the tape measure Yagis we were making as well, and then, you know, some clips of Michael, W3 Mike Lima Juliet, doing some contesting. Here's the shortest clip in the world of 60-mile-per-hour winds taking out our Earth Moon Earth station and eventually ripping our flags off. This was definitely a fun-filled day. It was exciting. A lot of things were going on. A big storm came through. That was very scary, and the power almost went out, but luckily it came back on, and we got to have, you know, a great day. But our hotel ham station, which you saw a few clips of, was out of commission because the antenna fell off the roof. Well, it fell to the roof, but it fell down, so it was no good. Didn't get it reinstalled because the antenna's owner was out of power, so we were like, well, we'll just do a remote, and it all worked out in the end. So Tuesday, here we have Abby with a container of some sort of gas. I wonder what that could be. Here's the ID52s that we got to play with. We were doing, honestly, I think we were doing like sending images over D-Star that you could connect your phone to these radios and then send images. Here's one of them. I thought that was so cool. Famous Among Us. We had Will Jourdain come in over Zoom. He is our ICOM rep. Unfortunately, his grandma passed away, but he was able to come in for a short time. Here we are putting the balloon together with a biological experiment. We went out and somebody caught a bee and put it in our high altitude balloon for, you know, the first astronaut bee. Am I right? But somehow the bee escaped. I wonder how. I think we replaced it with a spider. And it's a large balloon. This is going to be a full helium weather balloon with tons of payloads, a voice repeater, a voice beacon, a CW beacon, APRS tracking, you name it. And so we walked out to the huge field. The winds were calm, mostly calm, and we took off.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Just like that. And you just missed Dylan getting wrapped into the streamer at the end of it. Never be downwind of a balloon getting ready to take off, but luckily it missed the light poles there and took off. I think it hit 96,000 feet, and it only traveled 31 miles because it actually came back. The winds aloft were really weird. Here we have some neutrally buoyant balloons. We launched a few of those with the WB8 ELK whispered beacon on there. Then we went to main event. This is like Dave & Buster's with the buffet, bowling, arcade, all that stuff. We spent a lot of time there doing laser tag, bowling, you name it. And that's one important thing about, engaging and not keeping these kids burnt out, keeping them engaged with, their camp experience, getting them downtime so they actually have time to participate or to make friends, if you will. Grace, if I may, you're still here. Good. What did you think about kind of the distribution or the of activities from ham radio to not ham radio?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed. Even if we had a full day with ham radio related stuff, as you saw in the videos, we still had late night Uno games and card games or pool party. I think it was Thursday night. So there was always stuff. If we didn't have a big event like main event or Kings Island, we still had little things at night that really made it a good balance.
Exactly. Yeah, perfect. So speaking of Kings Island, here we go. Kings Island, an amusement park where we brought our ham radios. Of course we did. So am I sharing? I'm sharing, and I'm going to play. Play.
Say hi.
Yep, that's a Yagi we got passed through security. And it was a hot day. So there is a what do you call it? A water park. So a lot of people went there, but other people were like, "No, I'm good with riding roller coasters all day." But I personally couldn't handle the heat. In fact, I had to work that day. There is this great thing, the Eiffel Tower, in the middle of the park that you can use to work some serious simplex DX. And I think you'll actually see an airplane fly over here. Chris Bro just looking upset there for some reason. It's funny. Yeah, super hot day, but you can see like the legs of this Eiffel Tower structure. There it is. Jocelyn's helping us find it. There was some sort of 70s dance thing going on. I don't know. It's all kinds of stuff. So there's a plane. Why is that plane there? Aeronautical Mobile is what that plane was. We actually had Chris Bro and one of our camp staff members, Adam, KD9KAS, aboard the plane during one of the FM sprints. Worked more stations than anybody, obviously, but also had a really interesting special event time working Whiskey 8 Yankee stroke Aeronautical Mobile. There's a Skyline chili, the famous Cincinnati Skyline chili with a cloud of cheese on top. That's, all important. This is the view from that Eiffel Tower, so you can basically see all of Cincinnati. And a couple antennas on this car just sitting in the amusement park. There's the whole Eiffel Tower. And it's kind of a Faraday cage, so you have to stick your antenna out a little bit to actually get a good signal. But we were here literally all day, going into the night. Still riding roller coasters, still playing on the radio, and watching the fireworks. They had a laser show this year, so it was pretty neat. If you ever seen last year's camp, you'll understand what that was a joke for. We had one of our campers was in the direct line of fire of that log flume ride, and got absolutely drenched, and it was hilarious. But this year we didn't catch it on video, so Neil was he pretended he was in the log flume drenching. So Thursday was exciting too, because we went back to camp and learned about satellite operating. Ruth, KM4LAO, and Grace, of course, were the leads for this. Many of you know Ruth from satellite operating as well. Here we are outside trying to catch a pass.
Alpha Zero, Charlie Whiskey, 59 Echo Mike 79. Thank you, 73. Okay, so but this time say WD90 WK. WD90 WK. Whiskey 8 Yankee. Whiskey 8 Yankee. Echo Mike 79. Echo Mike 79.
Hotel Charlie, Echo Mike 92.
Kilo 8 Delta Papa, Whiskey 8 Yankee, Echo Mike 79.
Good job, Katie. Echo November 62.
So we have Bob, Whiskey Alpha 6 Echo Zulu Victor. He's a preeminent expert in amateur radio direction finding, ARDF champion several years. I don't know exactly, but he was helping us understand the scope and the idea behind ARDF. We had a rally team with signs to help us find those foxes. And we went out and used the gigantic fields of the VOA Museum. And we were really running, and it was like, what, 100 degrees out there, and people are running to find these transmitters. It was a timed event. Like the winners would get, I don't know, bragging rights, it sounded like to me. But it goes to show, these antennas that they built and those offset attenuators that they built, actually worked. Some didn't, though. And we learned something from that. So Becca here had an offset attenuator that wasn't working right. So we went in, we fixed it, got it working. Other people's worked flawlessly, other people's needed some soldering help, but that's how you learn. So we're putting our punches in, and then after it's all said and done, we eat some Kona ice, we chill out, and eat some pizza.
This is cool.
This is cool. All right, so there is a Friday video out, and I think there is a overall video out there, but Friday was the last day. We were just pretty much all tuckered out and departing and getting ready to drive or fly or get ridden home on the bus or whatever. So, but in general, we had some amazing participants, some amazing campers, Grace being one of them. And we also had some data. So we took some surveys. At the beginning of camp, we had a question of how would you rate your ham radio ability. People were giving mostly 3 answers with a mean of 2.84. And after the fact, everyone's kind of going up a little bit. At the end of camp, the ham radio abilities got better. People got their first HF QSOs. They learned how to ARDF. They made a first or second or third or 49th satellite QSO. So everyone learned a little bit and increased their, ham radio ability. How comfortable are you on the air? And one of the biggest things that we have when you're introduced into ham radio, especially as a young person, is mic fright. A lot of people here were already pretty comfortable because these are all hams. These are all ready licensed hams who have a little at least experience with amateur radio so that they know what they're getting into, but still a good number who were not so certain. And at the end of it, boom, everyone is a little bit more comfortable with getting on the air, with a few, outliers who are still trying to find their voice or learning that there isn't, necessarily all voice. It's CW, it's FT8, it's, contesting can help alleviate the mic fright. So you're not worried about talking about the weather or your antenna or something. You just say 5924 over next one, you know. So we also did a question on contesting ability. Contesting ability. Again, a little increase here. There was one session in contesting. Obviously, this wasn't a contest, but the special event station and Michael W3MLJ is, and I think Marty Soloway, NN1C helped give this conversation and educate everyone on the idea of contesting, as well as doing the FM sprints and the eyeball QSO contest. So we all get a little more entertained, educated, and learn more about amateur radio. Everyone rated these sessions like super highly. There were no ones. I was very impressed. So we thank everyone for rating us highly. And the week of camp was apparently totally awesome from everybody but one person, who only measured it as mostly awesome, I suppose. Recommendation to others, 100% recommend. So that's what we're trying to sell here. We're trying to find more campers who can expand this camp into a larger event that isn't only a monolithic camp, but also sub-regional. We want more youth to train the trainers, so more youth to train their peers, to educate and inspire, really, and motivate other young hams to become the next leaders, the next generation of leaders, the next people you see in ARRL right now, like the Rick Rodricks and the K1ZZs and current CEO Dave Minsters of the world, and the Tim Ellams, the IARU president, and other leaders, and even like your local radio club. One of the challenges we put out is to go to your local radio club and say, what can we do to get more young people, more new people into our club, which inevitably helps the entire hobby as a whole. As we're seeing like a huge decline or a huge age, bump in the 50s, 60s, 70s, without much of a plan to fill in the 30s, 20s, teens over the next 15, 20 years. So that's what we're here for, right? The camp is a really good way to get the word out and promote it, but also all these other on-the-air activities, these resources, answering the question of how do I get my young people, my kids, my grandchildren, my whomever, into ham radio, what resources are available. We have all of those. So we also want to encourage more participation with children under 15 years old, like a weekend camp with like parent chaperones and that sort of thing. We don't do it for the full camp due to liability. It's very hard to have kids under the age of 13, 15, 16 to get approval from their parents to come to a camp all week, to be independent and do that sort of thing. So we have plans for these age camps. So that's it in a nutshell. I think I got 5 minutes to spare. Here's our big contact list. I'm Sterling Mann, N0SSC on here, and we have tons of resources available on youthodtheair.org, as well as all of our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc. YouTube especially, we have all these videos up ready for your consumption and sharing among the world. No need to ask for permission, just go for it. And if you have any questions, I'm all ears. Yep. Grace, what did you think? Any final parting words, and what do you look forward to the next year's camp?
Well, I hope you can hear me and hopefully see me. I cannot see you anymore, unfortunately. I don't know what happened, but I really enjoyed the camp, and I really enjoy all the other events, December Yoda Month and all the other things that get us young people together. And I know when we go to Dayton or other big ham radio events like that, we'll definitely be meeting up, and I'll be able to influence classmates or other people in our community.
Very good. I'm thinking about coming to Huntsville Ham Fest and maybe have a booth, or maybe not. I don't know. I went a couple years ago and had a really good time. They have the Young Ham of the Year award down there, and I always try to be down there to shake some hands and say hello and promote. We've been to the Orlando Hamcation this year. That was very helpful. One of our other things beyond this camp is meetings that we have with the Latin American, South American compadres south of the border and north of the border, so that we can encourage participation all over Region 2. And that really exploded when we gave a presentation at the Hamcation and streamed it, and we got tons and tons of interest and activity that really helped help that out. So,
Hey, Sterling.
go ahead.
Hi, this is James in Zero XIA. I really don't have a question. I just really want to make a comment that we were listening. We were very excited to see such young people with no gray hairs. It's wow. But, I just wanted to make a comment. Thank you for the presentation. Very attentive, and it was enjoyable to see the kids having fun.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'm glad we finally got it together. This camp was a long time coming. I went in 2016 for the Yoda camp in Austria, and then it took a couple years trying to find the right person to take the reins and really batten down and get things done. And then now we're going into the next stage of promoting this to the smaller ham radio clubs all over the place, going and doing the rounds so that, you know, we can have camps this large camp that rotates all over the place, as well as these smaller weekend camps or 3-day camps, or not even camps, just online events or like social gatherings and meetups and groups like that kind of all revolve around the youth in the amateur radio. Yoda doesn't have to be like the young person's ham radio club. We're not trying to do that. We are just trying to promote and advocate for all of the young people. And, you know, to put one of the rumors to bed, what is young in amateur radio? Well, you can answer that. I always leave it at that. Obviously, we have age ranges of 15 to 26 for the camp, but I'm 30, and a lot of people still call me youth. So take it as what you will. So that's all I have. I really appreciate the time to speak to you guys. Let me know if you have any questions or follow up. I'm Sterling at youthontheair.org or in0sse.com or wherever you can find me for sure. And we'll be around. So.
Okay, Sterling, well, thank you very much for sharing your experiences, your knowledge, and your activities with the Youth on the Air.
Thank you. And thanks, Grace. All right.
Appreciate it very much.
Thanks.
All right, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. 9 o'clock. Just want to make sure everybody knows we'll do the quick drawing here. Wednesday, August the 3rd, here at the fairgrounds at 7:30 is our next meeting, and our guest speaker will be Dick Stadler, KO4ULV. Says he's going to do a presentation on designing your own transmitter and antenna system. So that could be a pretty good one. All right, did everybody get a blue ticket? Blue tickets. All right, we're getting kind of down now to the nitty gritty finally of our door prizes that we've had. And some of these we've had since prior to COVID, since we didn't have meetings in person for a while. So we still have a couple of the trusty little connector bags. Has lots of different connectors and stuff in it. Good for go kits. Good things to have on hand just in case you need them, especially at field day. A little precision screwdriver set. This is the FM radio kit that Joe did at Hamcation this year. It's one of the little kits that were left over still. You can have it, if you win it, you could take the box and make it a challenge. Or if you win it, you can take the instructions with you and make it easy. Okay? Who needs any stinking instructions? Okay? So, but anyways, those are what we have this evening. We'll start getting some more prizes in for everybody. Just trying to clean out the closet, if you will, of some things that have been there for a while. So we'll mix these up. That's the first one, jumper. Let's see. First one is 1486. 1486. Nobody here? Wow. We'll just tell them they won the grand prize of a 7,300, but they weren't here to claim it. Let's see. How about 1503? There you go. And it's your choice, whatever you like to have. Uh-oh, been told. Get the connectors. All right, coming up to the next one is 1485, last four digits, 1485. 1485. Going once. The first one? 1486, 1486. That's you. Okay, last one. Gonna try the kit? All right, last one, last four digits, 1517. Yeah, just sit there, it's fine. 1517. Precision screwdriver set. Again, like I said, this is getting down to the nitty gritty here, folks. We'll get more prizes coming in soon. All right, appreciate it very much, everybody. Just as a reminder, as always, if you have changed any of your email addresses or phone numbers or contact information, went out and got a vanity call sign, please make sure that our membership chairman knows so you can update our database. Have a good night. Drive safely. Oh, what? Hold on.
Just to let everybody know also, if in the video, if you saw the tape measure antennas, OARC actually donated all the tape measures to them for that project. So we were cleaning out the storage room and I actually found 15 Sears tape measures, but not the tape measure, just the refills, brand new in our storage locker. So we actually donated them all to them for that project.
I think they were purchased back in the 1980s. Yeah. It's probably quite some time ago. All right, guys, appreciate it very much. Drive safely. See you guys next month.